Hello, welcome back to Just for Today. I'm Jamal Normie.
Hey, I'm Miranda, the recovering addict.
And today we're going to talk about judgment. But first, we got a scripture.
Today's scripture comes from Proverbs 21:2. Everyone's path is straight in their own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart.
Yeah, basically. So, what do you think that means? Everyone's like, is it saying that you can cast the first stone, but really we all have problems type of things? Or does it mean like in your people's minds they think that they're doing right, but then what about the weight part then? What's the...
Well, I see it as like, so I think the way I'm doing things is the right way. But it's not. It's the Lord's the one that He has the path. He has the right path. He's the, you have to follow His path.
Yeah. But weighs on the heart, though. That makes me think, when you say weighs on the heart, that makes me think that, like, if you did something wrong, but the Lord puts on your heart to make you think that, to think about what you're doing is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like maybe after the fact.
Yeah. Like, what brought this up for me is, I don't know, like, growing up, like, I always felt I was being judged. And that's why, like, I got anxiety or, like, this fear of, like, just being out in the open, anywhere, like, in a store, in school, in class. Like, I just felt like everyone was staring at me and that they were judging me. They had thoughts about me or their opinions are about me. I don't know if that's because, like, my grandma, or maybe, I don't know, my mom and my grandma, like, when we were out in public, if we were acting up, they'd pinch us, but then I just remember them whispering in our ears, like, watch out, like, everybody's watching you, like as it, like, don't behave that way because people are looking. And I think that, like, got instilled in me to where I then cared too much about what people are thinking about me. Then I think everybody's talking and thinking and saying something about me.
Yeah.
It turned into a legit,
like a problem. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Kids are hard. Like, you guys, not just kids, but like, okay, so you guys in general take everything to the literal, to the 100th. So you as a kid, or even thinking about how your kids are, you guys get stuck on these details,
Because we have big hearts. Like, I care so much, If somebody were to tell me, I don't know, it's hard. Like, if somebody were to tell me they don't like the way I walk, then every time I walk now, it doesn't matter if I know that person or not, right? You could be a stranger and just come up to me in the store and be like, you have a funny walk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never thought about that before. And all I'm going to be doing is focusing on my walk,
I know what you mean.
And it's like, but I shouldn't have to do that. And that's where it's like, okay, the Lord weighs on your heart. Not weighs on your heart, but as in, like, it shouldn't matter what other people think about you. As long as you're walking in God's path and you're doing good by God, then nothing else should matter.
Yeah. But we're people. People have feelings and thoughts and everything else.
And I have big feelings.
Yeah. And little Miranda, I'm sure, had a lot more.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, I didn't know until, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
You didn't know how to recognize it.
Yeah, I just thought that was a normal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just like with me, you talk about walking, like with my feet. Like, so I was all tangled up in my mom's intestines when I was little.
I'm not laughing at you.
You just literally laughed at me. Like, you literally just laughed at me. Old me would have been mad at this. New me, not so much. But you literally just laughed at me.
I'm laughing because I just said that, and then I putting into perspective,
you didn't do it on purpose. Is what you're saying.
You do walk different, but I never like made fun of you. Like, I didn't even,
You never made fun of me.
No, like, I didn't even like think about it or notice it until you told me. And I remember clearly because we were, I was telling you, like, when I was in my early, like, recovery, and I was, like, struggling really hard, and I'm, like, explaining, like, how hard this is, and you called me out, and you're like, yes, Miranda, life's hard. You know, like it's hard for you to like walk, and you have to literally think about the steps that you're making. Like I never even thought about your walk until you told me about your walk. And then I looked at your walk and I'm like, oh, okay.
And then she
like
proceeded to make fun of me.
I did not make
multiple times. Like multiple times. And I felt like it was like an inside thing between me and you. I wasn't making fun of you. It was because you told me that. And like now that we understood you have a different walk, like I thought that was something that was between me and you. You
I never made fun of you.
You made fun of it before I even said anything. Actually, you made fun of it before I even said anything.
Didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I didn't.
Because I remember one time when me, you, and Isaac were in the car, and I was explaining it, and that was the first time I've ever explained it. So I didn't tell you that before.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
So yeah, you made fun of me prior.
Sorry. I didn't purpose. Well, that's the thing. Like, how does I should have known I was making fun of you. Like,
well, I mean, by saying, "Ha, look at that," that's making fun of somebody.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Well, it wasn't that specifically, but it was basically that, like, you walk funny, ha ha ha.
Now I feel bad because I didn't purposely.
I don't care now.
Well, I do though. That's the thing. Like for me, not knowing that I made someone feel some kind of way.
I didn't feel some kind of way, so you're good.
Obviously, you did because you're bringing it up.
No, because I remember it because you were just.
But you took it as me making fun of you.
Because you did.
And see, that's another thing. So the way I deal with awkward situations or to feel comfortable, I use like sarcasm or like joking and. Which can be, you know, like that helps me feel comfortable, but not thinking about how it's, you know, how you're taking it. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes like being sarcastic is not appropriate.
Yeah.
But it legitimately like helped me get through a lot of, you know, difficult, like insecure.
All being sarcastic in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And people cope with things all sorts of different ways.
Like laugh awkwardly or just like I do that a lot.
I do that sometimes even. Like,
I do a lot with my patients. I do that a lot with my patients when they're talking about something and I don't, because you know they're a lot older, so they got generations under their belt, so they could be talking about something and I'm like, oh, I realize I don't know what they're talking about. Am I supposed to know what they're talking about?
Yeah.
And just to like, you know, sometimes I just like laugh it off.
Yeah.
Or like if they're laughing about it, like I'm supposed to understand the joke or whatever, I just kind of giggle.
Yeah, I do that too. Like, it's like if I can't hear somebody say something,
yes.
It's just like,
yeah. And then they ask you about it.
They ask like, wait, so like what?
Yeah.
So the elevator. Gosh, elevator rides are the most awkward thing at my job, and then people will always, oh, you're Jamal. You helped me with blah, 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 blah. You remember? You're like, yeah. I don't remember. I talk to like 150 people a day. Yeah. You know, or it's just funny. Like, so I do that too. A lot of people handle things differently, whether it's an awkward laugh, a sarcastic comment, like, you know, unless you went to school and studied conversation, like it's, we do it. And I'm not mad about it, by the way. It didn't bother me. Old me probably would have bothered me, but not me new me. Because I don't think, but I would never even tell anybody about that before. So,
has anybody ever talked about your walk? Have you ever?
No.
Has anybody ever?
No, this all comes from me being
like, I honestly didn't even know about it. I would never have recognized.
Maybe people have.
I don't know.
But well, wouldn't you ever see me walk though? Like we're walking by each other. There's never been a real instance where we're in a hallway.
So now I can see it when you're sometimes in the house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the entirety of me knowing you, there's no reason why you would have ever had to notice. So, but like I said, like unless I'm not concentrating, like you probably wouldn't be able to tell. No, people wouldn't be able to tell anyway. And then maybe I would say there's a handful of people that probably have noticed, but I've never talked to anybody about it. And the only reason why I have an issue is because my mom didn't give me those wooden shoes when I was little. I don't blame her. But
I don't know.
I'm traumatized.
I don't blame her either. But, you know, like, you know, I don't know. The doctor told me, you know, you got to do this, you know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I get it. I understand.
I get it too. Yeah. But I wish I would have had those wooden shoes. Low key.
She didn't want more people to make fun of you.
I know.
Because people are like, kids are mean. We're all mean.
But I was a baby. I didn't have any friends. Like,
You know, it hurt her.
Well,
Maybe it bothered her.
It
to
did.
see
I know
like
it
that.
did. That's 100% why she did it. My mom. So my mom's gone through like 3 different stages. Like when we were little, there's like baby version of mom where she's all loving, caring, locking my sister up in the room, and we didn't see her for like half of her being a kid, and then where, you know, babying us and everything and spoiling us. And then there's like, but also, I mean, it's probably us too. Like when we started going to school,
Right.
you know, probably enough is enough. You get tired of it. So like now being on the other side of it, like strict mom, like tired of your dealing with our nonsense.
You get a little knowledge under your belt, and you understand
And then
how
you
to.
understand. You understand you're a kid, but.
Yeah.
And then there's now mom that just seems like she just lets these kids do whatever to her. Like, you know.
Well, they're not your kids to where when you can take the kids back, you know, like when you can, you're
Yeah,
only
get
watching
rid of
the
them.
kids, and then they have to, you know, like you're
Yeah.
not responsible for disciplining and all that. You can just enjoy the fun part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's fun. Like you don't have to be so stressed about it or so, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 stages. But yeah, I get it all now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I do wonder though if people think I'm like you guys think I'm judgmental. I'm not. If you think so, because I'm not. I might have opinions on things, and those are my opinions, and I'll probably let you know. But it's not like I'm going to treat anybody, you know, you guys any different because of whatever you do, X, Y, and Z. You could say, you could worship Satan, you know. I probably won't go to any party with you or be anywhere with you in public, but I'm not going to judge you. You know, that you're you, whether
You accept
know,
everyone for who they are.
they are, yeah.
I'm not going to admit it, but I think I have issues with judgment.
Yeah.
I
You do. You say so sometimes. It's like,
That's the thing. Like I'm not, you know.
You don't try, but you're a lot better than what you were before. I think. Well, now that probably because of church, at least what you're verbally saying.
Yeah.
But that's how you're raised, though. You know, that's goes back to what you're saying. You know.
Yeah. No offense, Mom, but like, you know, like I think I always felt like there was that judgment because you had to be a certain way, and if not, then you're off the path and you're not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, even from like we weren't allowed to leave the house without our hair being done because you don't want to be seen looking all nappy. And so for the longest time up until now,
look at
I
you
would
now.
not be able to leave the house without my hair done, without my makeup, without like, you know, pajamas. Like no.
Now you just don't care at all.
Well, not. I guess I'm more like I'm more
fine.
comfortable with.
With who you are, which is good. That's a good thing.
But it was bad though. Always having it was stressful.
Yeah.
To always having to be worried.
About.
I was thinking about it this morning in the car. I don't know what I was thinking about, but I was like, how obsessed I was with myself. You know, like legitimately obsessed with myself. Like, you know, from like my hair, my makeup, like my outfit, my clothes. Like, if anything was out of place, like I would have to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's just funny how people do these things subconsciously, like how you like posting pictures of themselves. Like you're posting this stuff to get validation from other people.
And I still do it.
Yeah, but it's like
I don't do it to get valid. I guess so.
yeah. Like you're posting pictures of yourself is to get for people to see you.
Like I was posting pictures of myself like every day. Like, I would change my photo literally like every week.
Yeah. There's no. I mean, there is a handful of reasons why you can be posting a picture about yourself other than that, but But everybody that does that on Facebook in general, right? Like when I post my food to get validation and I do it because I want to show people, because I want people to know that I can cook and then join in and just like we're doing this, start a conversation and things like that. But there's also I want to get a bunch of likes. Like I remember at one point there was a period in time, in the 20s where it's like posting stuff because we want to get a bunch of likes. Like people want validation.
And people pay to get the likes and the followers and stuff. That's crazy.
And get paid to get liked and all this stuff. It's just crazy. That's what the world is teaching everybody. The Kardashians and all that kind of stuff. That's what
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the unfortunate side of things. I still remember when I even, like, you weren't aware of what, I think a lot of people are just not aware, though, why they're doing it until you really stop to think.
Yeah,
but again, like, stop to think about what you're doing sometimes. Don't just do stuff because other people are doing it or because it seems like a cool idea or whatever. Like, literally, we don't think about what we're doing. We just do. And I remember when I told you, did you have a problem with it at first? Or did you immediately...
Problem with what?
Like when you used to be posting your legs and then you were posting, like...
I think that was because I was actually confident in my body. Growing up, I was never confident because I was always made fun of. Like my sisters, you know, so I always... Even though, like, looking back, like, I wasn't fat. But once I got, like, skinny, again, when I was on drugs... that was like when I was actually like legit confident and I liked how I looked. So I think that's why I was posting it and everything. Yeah. And it was, I don't know. It was because I liked it. I was posting it because I liked it. I don't know.
You was posting to get likes?
I don't know. It was more about just me liking it and sharing it.
Well, you wasn't posting it to get likes.
I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be aware. And this isn't judgment. Again, whoever sees it. Because I can't remember who it was, but somebody had kids that had like first day of school, and then they had like wine glasses filled with apple cider or something, I'm assuming. I saw it in passing. But isn't that like just teaching our kids to drink? Like, so isn't the idea of what it is not necessarily what's actually in it, but then to want to do that, like this is what you want to do when
why? Because it's in the wine glasses, like champagne glasses.
Yeah.
Like when I was little, I don't know, like I never thought about it, the alcohol. I never thought, it was just fun drinking out of some, like,
something different.
Yeah, even like the little pretend teacups, like we put juice in there, and it was just, I don't know, I never thought about it being, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I think it's...
But I don't really think, I personally don't feel like, I mean, if you're, well, I don't know. Of course, if you're over drinking, I don't think that a little bit of wine and stuff is necessarily a bad thing anyway, but I'm just saying it puts that visualization into your brain that this is okay to drink.
Oh, yeah. That's hard.
But it's not judgment. I'm not judging whoever it was, but I'm just saying.
You're just saying you don't agree with it?
No, it crossed my mind about people
like,
not.
What are you showing your kids?
What are you teaching your kids? Like, you're not thinking about what you're doing, or maybe you are, and it's okay to you. But whatever the case is, it's just that's like the smallest thing on the list of.
Yeah.
Like, I could see even me, old me, just having kids and doing it and not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, this is cool. This is make a cool picture, blah, blah, blah. But not really thinking about what I'm really doing. Or like cussing. Like letting your kids say stuff that's not even a cuss word, but isn't it the idea that you're taking another word and you're using it? Like, even if it's and it's in vain or it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so they're not saying the S, whatever, or F, whatever. But they're saying frickin' or isn't it the same thing? Yeah. Like, is it really the word that's the issue, or is it the mind behind it?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, I don't know. Think about what you're doing, but no judgment. I promise I'm not judging. I really don't even remember who it was.
I know. I think about judgment sometimes, like in my recovery, like, do I want certain people to know that I'm in recovery? Yeah. Like, there's one part of me that's like, I'm proud of it because I'm proud of like where I've come, I don't know. But then there's times where like, do I want, like, am I at a place where it's like I don't have to like boast about it and let people know that I am in recovery?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like...
Even the other week, somebody asked about you at my job. And I had like an opportunity. Like, it's not like I want to go out of my way and say, hey, I'm dating a recovering addict, but at the same time, it's
part of
like the stuff that we're going through and our story and all this stuff. So it's like, I didn't say anything, but I think would you want me to say anything about it? You know what I mean? In this, or is it? So then we end up going to like a Christmas party or something. Like, oh, hey, Miranda, so you did drugs, and sort of thing before, and letting you be the one to say it, or making sure that there's a legit reason why I say it. Like, I could see that I'd want to say it to somebody that felt like didn't know, where to go to get help, or in that sort of situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hesitated. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
So,
I think it just like depends on the situation and what you're talking about and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, do I always want to be like my friend said by me saying, "Hey, I'm Miranda, the recovering addict." Like, do I always want to be
like stamped? And,
but it's like, I don't know. That's who I am.
But
so it's like, But am I like, I don't walk around everybody that I meet, like, I don't announce myself.
Hey, Miranda, recovering addict. Nice to meet you. Yeah, none of that stuff.
Yeah. But it's like, but it tells a story. It tells, like, I wish I knew a little bit about somebody when I first meet them. You know, like if somebody were to introduce themselves and they told me that they're a recovering addict, like, that gives you more insight, like, and
it starts a conversation.
Yeah, like this little girl, when we had this youth event the other week, and this little girl was around, and with me and my daughter, and I always ask kids questions, and I'm always asking kids, like, how old are you? They answer their question, and then like, okay, well, when's your birthday? This little girl was like 5. She's like, I'm 5. I'm like, when's your birthday? She stopped dead in her tracks and was like, why are you asking me that? And and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just curious, it lets me know a little bit more about you. So that told me, so her birthday is actually like at the end of the month. So that told me, oh, she just didn't turn 5. Like, she's not 5.5. Like, she's almost 6. So it told me kind of where she was at mentally. And so when I ask questions and like Ariana thinks, oh, I'm nosy, and you think I'm nosy. Well, it's not nosy. It's just, it gives you like some depth into a person. Like, and I like to know a little bit more. I want to know a little bit more than just, oh, you're Jamal, It gives you a little bit more understanding. Like, if I knew somebody was an addict, I kind of like, oh, okay, I know what you've been through. I mean, I don't know your story, but I know what you've been through, or like, if you met somebody randomly and like, oh, they're in IT, you can relate to them because you know the type of stuff that they're going to deal with at work,
Yeah, but there's also, for one, you're nosy. 2, there's also though the fear of judgment, so you tell somebody doesn't know, like if I, prior to us and everything else, if I was to talk to somebody and they're like, oh, I'm an addict, I probably wouldn't talk to them anymore. Not necessarily I wouldn't have been curious to find out more information because there's a negative attachment to being an addict, right? Yeah. So I don't know. There's differences, but I mean, I get what you're saying too.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like when you're in a lift, you don't need to know everyone's birth date, blood type, sex.
Like when Isaac was little, like I would give Isaac car rides and his friends were all in the back, and I would, ask the friends, like, oh, what does your mom do? What does your dad do for work? I was like, oh, well, how many brothers and sisters do you have? Like, and Isaac, it was funny because he's like, I know, she's weird. She just, she's asking these questions, And I just, well, for one, I want to know what kind, who's hanging out with my son.
That makes sense.
I want to know what kind of influence you are. And it just tells me, like, what, I don't know.
That makes sense.
I'm not nosy.
But what about the Lyft driver? Why did you need to ask the Lyft driver?
Because if I was a Lyft driver and all these people were coming in my car, like, oh, that'd be like an interview, like every car ride. Sometimes. I remember one time when I had to take a cab home when I was younger, and I don't know what happened, but we were talking. Like, the guy was from Kentucky. I'm like, oh, I'm from Kentucky. Like, that's how you. I guess because I was so boxed in as a kid, I didn't talk. Like now I guess I'm just so interested in other people. I don't know.
Yeah, but sometimes you just don't need to know some of these things. Sometimes
I just say I need to know. I enjoy knowing.
Enjoy the silence,
and it gives me but it gives people, like, if you just know a little. I don't know, like the more you know, you know, like you have to know your surroundings. Like I'm teaching Ariana, like I'm not being nosy. You have to be aware of your surroundings to where, you know, if I'm trying to figure out what my neighbors are doing, or if I'm in a store and I'm like listening to a conversation.
Yeah.
No, because like what if something was going on and I need to be aware, like, wait, do we need to hide, you know, is it, because nowadays you got to think about bad stuff happening, right? Is there going to be a shooting or, you know, kidnapping or whatever, like you have to be aware of your surroundings. Like I'd rather be prepared to let you know, hey, this is going on, so just in case, like let's go exit A, instead of like, whoa, wait, what? Like, and be dumbfounded and then you're not prepared for the situation you're about to get into.
Let's be serious, like, honest here. There's a difference between what you're saying and what you do. Boy, did you hear that? They went and did da 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 da. His kid just said that they just did da 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 da. Ooh wee.
And I said, okay, you're not wrong, but I've learned things to where, like, you know, I'm like, oh, they try this restaurant, we should go try this restaurant. Like you just you're okay. I don't think it's nosy.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is.
Okay, what's the definition of nosy?
I don't think that's a real word. I think that's going to be
a brown noser, right? That's what it's called, like a brown noser.
Well, that's different. That's nosy. Somebody that.
Because I have issues.
A brown noser is like somebody that's like
in everybody's business,
trying to get ahead. No, like you have a boss and you're. You're trying to
like.
Yeah. Can I get that for you?
Suck up to them.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Leave a comment below. Let us know, are you nosy? And also let us know, are you judgmental? What do you think about judgment? Am I being judgmental? Do you guys really think I'm judgmental? Tell me. I'm not going to get offended. Do you guys really think I'm judgmental? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Let us know. Start a conversation. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. But most importantly, remember to keep coming back.
Stay clean.
Bye.
Bye.
People judge. I wonder if people think I'm judgy, like externally. I think people like that know me think I'm judgy.
How do I say this nicely?
How do you say it nicely?
You know, you treat people. Well, this is like the way the world works, right? Like you treat people who are close to you different than the way, right? 100%. You know, those outside people.
Like you can't get mad. It's hard to get mad at somebody that you don't care about.
Right. So do you think you judge more?
I don't judge at all. But I always wonder if I can come off that way. Like from this.
You have an opinion. What's the difference between judging someone and having an opinion?
Opinion is just what you think. Judgment is how you're actually going to act towards somebody. You're eating that pizza. It's not good for you. You know, you might be fat one day. That's like kind of an opinion. Mm-hmm. But you eating the pizza and me being like, ugh, like I'm better than you. Like treating you different because of your eating that pizza. That's like a judgment. Like, you know, opinion. No, you eating that pizza. You're probably fat someday, but you know, whatever. It's just my opinion, you know.
So judgment is like, I don't eat pizza, but you are. So what you're doing is wrong. And because I don't eat the pizza, I'm better than you.
Well, no, because you get judged somebody just by thinking it.
That's what I'm saying,
so,
yeah.
You have anything else?
No.
Nosy. You're so nosy.
I don't know.
You don't know what you know.
I think it's like my superpower.
Oh, being nosy.
Hear things.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, enhanced. She knows, yeah.